This is the Salomon Aero Glide Gravel 4. Today we're doing a first run review on it where we're going to go through a handful of different paces, something around 10-minute pace, 8:30, and something under 7-minute pace to see if you think it's going to work well for you at that pace. I have absolutely loved the Aero Glide series. So the Aero Glide 3 and Aero Glide 3 Gravel were my two top run-in shoes last year. I like them so much I brought them with you to show here. They are very well loved, both of them up over 250 miles, and it uses the same exact OptiFoam here. So that supercritical beaded TPU foam that has really high energy return like the Super Blast 3. It is the same exact foam. And then we have the same Conta-Grip outsole here. So there is plenty of rubber on the outside, and that's going to make the outsole last really well. That was one of the really big cons with the Aero Glide 3. And really, I mean, for 270 miles, I think that's not all that bad, but this is really hard to kill the outsole on. I want to say this one is right around 250 miles, and you can see there is still plenty of tread, actually more than most standard road shoes still. And I think that's a really big perk for this shoe. I am really curious. The big change is we changed the upper here to a quick lace. Now, I did have this on at a demo run, and it was okay. I didn't love the upper, and it might have been because I was with a group of people and I didn't want to stop and readjust, but I am hopeful that it feels better this go around when I can kind of get it on foot and see how it feels before I go out and start my run. Apparently there's a cool trick where you can tighten it with just one hand, which I guess could be useful. I'm really hopeful because if this upper is good, if I can make it work for me, I think I'm going to be really happy with the shoe overall. Now, the stack is pretty high. We're up at 42 millimeters in the back, and we have an 8 millimeter drop, so plenty of cushion underfoot. We can do all sorts of runs with it. I've run a pretty fast mile in them, and I've run some pretty long runs. I ran 17 plus with a good bit of elevation gain in the Aero Glide 3 when I was training for my December marathon last year, and I'm probably going to do a lot of the same with this year. Another thing they did really nicely is they did not jump the price, so we're staying at $160, which I think for this shoe you're getting a ton of value out. You know I'm a really big value guy. At the end, I'll break down where it can fit in your rotation and where the value is and overall thoughts. With that said, let's go ahead and get it on foot, get the fit test, walk test, and then get right into the miles. We'll break it down at the end. Hey, sorry for a quick interruption. This is Future Joe. It's actually the next day. I'm back out running, hopefully making a couple of improvements with the shoe. Hopefully it feels better today. I'm going to go through what I did and if I think it actually helps out the shoe or not. Until then, we'll be right back in the video. Okay, so let's pop the slides off and the shoe on. So we'll go here and here. I still don't know how I feel about the quick lace. I actually like their other quick lace stuff reasonably well, but I kind of wish this just had like a normal upper on it. But tightening it down, you should be able to just pull it, and that does theoretically cinch it up so you can do both at once. And then this is like reasonably tight just pulling it, but then you can toss the lace down in here, do the same over here and tuck it in. But this is kind of like what I always say with stuff like this is I'd rather just have normal laces, double knot it, and then go about my day. Like the known entity is really cool. I like innovation and all, but I don't know. It actually does feel pretty good from just how I tightened it there. Also, if reviews like this are helpful, you can take a look at the Ontos running brand. I have a ton of good stuff. I should have links right below you here. I've got shirts and tanks and quarter zips and socks and women's shirts. I've got tons of cool stuff, and then we are only 4 weeks away from the hat, maybe 5. You can hop on the wait list for that if you want, but take a look at anything there. The ontosrunning.com website should have all the cool stuff. If you want to help support a small creator like me, it's always super appreciated. With that said, let's do a squish test here, do some walking, and then get running. All right, so as you can see here, a ton of squish in the heel and in the forefoot, but pretty stable overall. Things we really like you can see it push here, but it's really not that bad. We'll do a little bounce. I mean, it just feels really energetic. I do really love this foam. Let's do a quick walk. Okay, so walking out this way, it just feels like a really nice shoe. It doesn't, walking, it feels Like, it's got a nice roll to it, but it's not like overly anything, which I kind of like. But then you get moving and the forefoot is really bouncy. Sizing is pretty spot on. There's nothing real crazy going on there. I'm just excited to go running these again. Actually feeling this shoe feels really good. Sizing, I've got about a half thumb, which used to be different. So actually it used to be that it ran a little long. Now I'd say it runs a little short, but not bad. Let's get into the running and see if I have to play with the fit at all, or if the sizing ends up bugging me at all. I don't think it will though. So time to run. As I was going to the car to change cameras, I felt that this was pretty loose. So we have to tighten this back up, which is kind of my problem with this style of shoe. So like, again, I am stopping to reposition like I have in a couple of my recent videos, and it's like, man, I just want to go run. So hopefully this cinches it down here on the side, and it feels like it may have. I'm just worried about the top of the shoe now. And that's kind of the thing with quick laces that I don't love, is it usually ends up being pretty uniform throughout, whereas with traditional laces, you can like tighten one area and loosen another area. So I want it to be tight around here, around the top, but I don't want it to be overly tight on the top of my foot. So we'll see how this does. We got to do it on both sides because I was feeling it on both. I just don't want my foot to go to sleep again like it did on the demo run. All right, with that done, we will go ahead, get into the run. So one of the things that I have just consistently really liked about this shoe is the weight. It's coming in like right at 9 ounces, and that's a really good weight for a shoe that has as much stack as it does and as much outsole. So the Aero Glide 4, the non-gravel version, is actually, I think, like a half an ounce lighter with the same stack height, same drop and all that, just a little lighter, which makes it a little easier to run fast. But still, 9 ounces for as much foam as you're getting here is really, really good. So as you can see, heel striking quite a lot there. And it's actually pretty good on here. This shoe has so much foam in the heel that there's plenty of cushion to work with, which I really like. It certainly suits my running style, especially at these easier paces. We're a little ahead of schedule, but overall feels pretty good. The upper, definitely the biggest limiter on the shoe. So I don't know, this feels like a downgrade on the upper to me. The quick laces, like, I don't know, feel like they're cinched down almost too tight. But if I loosened it up, I had that gap on the side of my foot. Also definitely feels a little shorter than the previous model. Like a 12 in the 3s were phenomenal. Really, really, really liked that fit. Toe box felt wider than this and had just a scotch more length, which made it really good for my really long runs. In a 12 in these, I don't know if I'd want to do like really, really long runs, which is sad because this is like my go-to grab for my really long stuff. The issue though is I think a 12 and a half would be too long. And I really don't like how constricted I feel, both all like around the top and then at the toe box as well. Feels like the toe box got pinched in a little bit, which is really unfortunate. We'll go ahead and finish this mile out. The foam does still feel incredible though, so grain of salt on the upper piece. Okay, so as I said, pace felt good. That was 9:39 for the mile. I just want the upper to be better. I want my Aero Glide 3 back. Same thing where it's like pressing on the top of my foot and it's making it kind of want to go to sleep. Come on, this was like my go-to. All of my long runs, I, by and large, am on some sort of gravel, and I don't want to wear a trail shoe, but I want the grip of this, and I love the foam, but I'm going to try and play with the upper. If it doesn't, like, find a nice in-between where it's still secure on the foot, but not making it go to sleep, I don't know if I get to use it for the runs that I want to use it for. So we'll play with it. We'll start the next mile. Again, foam feels incredible, but it might be like a try and get a 3 on sale, but like, so what I'm contending with here is it feels really tight through here, but if I relax it at all, maybe I just need to get some normal laces and just like lace it like a normal shoe. I literally may do that because I can get them. We have laces at the store. There's a fairly high likelihood I just go ahead and do that because this feels fine. I wish it was a little more breathable, but the foam feels great. Outsole is still incredible. I guess we're just going to get through today's run and then throw normal laces on it, and I'm going to be cool with that because I bet you I do end up putting 200, 300 plus miles on these, which for shoes that I'm reviewing is pretty common. I feel much better about this now, actually. I don't know why that didn't come to mind right away, but that's just what we're going to do. That's going to be the fix, is I'll just go to the store and grab different laces. You might have to do the same. I think you're getting enough good stuff out of the shoe that if you have to spend $3 to get a pair of laces, that's not going to be a crisis and could still 100% be worth it. Or Salomon, you could just throw a pair of normal laces in here to go along with it. I know it makes the lace garage kind of unnecessary or superfluous, but I'm fine with that. I would rather cut the extra fabric out and save the weight. I feel like that's a really easy answer. Just throw normal laces on this and you've got a banger shoe again. But some people might like this, and that's fine. We'll go ahead and get into the next mile, 8:30 pace. I expect this is gonna feel really good because I've done a ton of miles at around 8:30 pace. In the 3s, let's get to it. So that is our 8:30 pace. We are cruising right where we're supposed to be. Half a mile in, right at 8:30 pace. And oh, I do love this foam. If I just kind of block out the upper and kind of forget my foot is falling asleep, oh, so good. It's so bouncy. This is why I love this shoe. It just feels so lively and playful. And you guys know that springy, bouncy, lively feel is something I'm always searching for in a shoe. So that absolutely is maintained. So very good. Thumbs up on that. Really nice. Really enjoy that feeling. Foam feels good. It feels poppy. I think when we switch laces out, we're going to be back in banger territory. Excited to do this next mile. I've run in the Aero Glide 3. I've ran some like sub 6-minute miles and feels great at that pace. I love how light it feels. We are low on time though, so we are going right into the next mile. Feeling good, feeling grand. Big circle, back to the start. All right, so we are back out. This is tomorrow, as I said at the start of the video, and we have got some laces, a pocket knife, and the shoe. We're gonna do some surgery. I hope it really helps the fit of the shoe because I absolutely love it. I feel like normally I would just ride a shoe off, but I like this shoe so much that I want to find a way to make it work because that's actually, it really is what I've used for like all of my long runs, the Aero Glide 3 anyhow. For all of my long runs on my last marathon when I was not on concrete. So I do really want the shoe to work. So we're going to see if we can't do some fixing. I really just, I don't think this lacing system works very well. So this isn't how it's supposed to work. If this ends up working, I hope that I can talk to my rep and say, hey, what if you suggested to just throw some laces in with the shoes? So there's an option for consumers to not use this system. Like Mountain Coast does that exact thing where on the T1, it's a permanent lace system, but if you're like, I really hate this, you can cut it and they send you laces in the box that you can use with the shoe. So we're gonna cut it. I am a little worried. So this is not really supposed to come out, and it is attached in here. So I'm a little worried about what I'm going to do, but honestly, as of right now, kind of unusable for me. I really don't see myself wearing this for longer periods. It's a little short, and the more annoying thing is it's smashing the top of my foot. So I think it not working or trying something and trying to make it work better, I would rather it just potentially work as opposed to not working at all. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this here. This is obviously a one take. I do not get another shot at this. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that lace, which was easy enough. And we'll go ahead and undo it. We'll just pull it all through. Oh, cool. Actually, this is stitched in down here. So that's not as big of an issue as I thought, or I could maybe lace through it. I can undo this here and pull all this lace out. And if I need to, okay, so I'm gonna leave this for now. If I need to, I will run this through here if I think this is a problem. Actually, it's gusseted in here well enough. I think it's okay. We're just gonna go ahead and cut it, and hopefully it doesn't screw anything up too much. And we will go ahead and relace. One thing I was a little bit worried about is if these were going to be big enough to send these through. So I actually did test it a little bit beforehand. Like, would I be able to get the laces through the top holes and everything? And I was pleased that that did all end up working beforehand. I do like when I'm putting laces in to have them be all nice and flat at the start, because it's hard to actually mess with it once it's in the shoe. So I try and pretty them up early on. So I'll do, I don't know, I'll take an extra 15 seconds and try and make the laces all nice and flat. And I do, of course, lose the ability to runner's loop this, which for me is unfortunate for a long run shoe, because I do really like having everything like really fitted in and dialed, which we don't get anymore, but that's okay. But yeah, that seems like that'll work. We got plenty of lace. These were just standard flat laces we had at the store kind of laying around. So this will go. We'll do the other side here real quick. And just like that, we are finished up with that. We have got some normal laces here on the Aero Glide Gravel. And I can tell you, I like the way it looks better because it feels like what I've had. And I'm really excited about it. Let's get it on foot and see if this actually helps out at all. Okay, so we will get these on foot right now. We are going for somewhere between 6 and 16 miles today. I don't really have like a super specific goal for what I'm getting out of the run today. Just trying to work towards my weekly mileage. I've felt kind of tired all week, and that's not going to be like a excuse to not do stuff, but I do want to be smart and not over push the body 2 weeks out from a 50K. So let's go ahead and lace this up. I mean, I can still feel that it feels short here, but I'm not mad about the lockdown up here. I'm really hopeful that this works. All right. Actually, I guess I have to throw the sweats off real quick, but it is about time to go run. So I will catch you guys in the middle of that run. So it is actually raining out here. So I'm not gonna bring the camera with me. I'll get a couple of shots right now, running out and seeing if it actually feels like it stays on foot better and less sadly. Then I'll put the camera back in the car and get you back over there where I was filming earlier to tell you if I feel like it's actually a better fit on foot after a pretty sizable run. So we'll be back. We are also rocking the Coros heart rate monitor under the long sleeve Ontos t-shirt. So if you want to grab one of these, I only did 2 of each size, I think. So if you want to grab one, this would be the time to do it. I did a super limited quantity because they didn't have a ton left, but I wanted to try out the long sleeves and see if anybody out there would want it. This is a large. It fits really nicely on me. I'm really digging, so I will actually link this down below too. So with that said, I'm going to run. Ready? Start. The heel feels like it's slipping a little bit. I'm gonna do a couple of laps around here to give it an idea. The grip is nice in the rain. This is a rather steep incline, so that's cool to know the grip is nice and has good traction. But my heel is slipping. I'm gonna play with it a little more now, and shoot, if I have to continue surgery on it, I might make another video on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my run, be back. All right, so we just finished up here. 8 miles at a nice and easy pace. We kept the heart rate really low. Again, anytime you do a easy run, it kind of yells at you for efficiency, but we kept it at like 145, I think? 143 average. Very nice, peachy, and I am really excited to say this helped a ton. It wasn't perfect. There's one more thing I'm going to do that I think is going to make it really, really good. I'm just gonna save it for another video and do all of it together, talk about what I did and see if it really gets it all the way dialed. But I think this will be able to be a full-time like long run shoe for me, which I'm really stoked about, especially like today was all on gravel. A lot of my running for the marathon prep will be on gravel or some sort of easy trail. Super excited that this worked. I think it should just come that way, to be honest. I don't think I should have to go through all these hoops and do an entire other thing to make it work, but do stay tuned to see if that makes a big difference. For now, I am cool with the update, not like super stoked, but I'm sure most people have laces laying around from an old running shoe or any shoe at all, really, that they can do at least this to make the fit work a little bit better for you. Again, it still feels a tiny bit short. I felt like I was adjusting my heel backwards, but with all that said, I'm gonna send you guys over to Past Me to finish out value and all those good things we normally talk about for a final review. So go enjoy that. All right, so all done with that, finished at a 6:55. And now let's break down who this is for, who it's not for, where it fits in your rotation, and the value. So finished up a little slower than I probably feel like I should have been able to do, but did a race this weekend, 10 miles yesterday, so I think we're just a little tired from that. Who will like this shoe? I mean, pretty much everybody. It feels incredible. There is tons of bounce. There are not too many people, other than those who don't like really soft feeling foam, because it is pretty soft. That's why I like it so much. But it can do so much. Who it's not for, somebody who's really sensitive to uppers. I just don't think this is a very good upper. I wish they just had a gusseted tongue right here like they do take all of this extra off because that's just going to retain heat. My feet felt pretty hot. It's pretty humid out here this morning. And then just put different laces on it. Other than the upper, this is still going to be a top shoe for me. I really like how it feels. Value, $160. I mean, I think they're crushing that price point. There are other shoes bumping up towards $170, $180, and I think this absolutely competes with them, especially given how much outsole you get on this. Like, I can do long runs on gravel, I can do trail runs, I can do easy runs, I can do pretty fast runs. I'd rather have the Aero Glide 4 for running fast, but I mean, it does so many things right that it just is a really good value at the price point. Durability, also very high, given how many miles I've run on the 2 different Aero Glide 3s that I've had, and same foam. That's excellent. Where does it fit in a rotation? I mean, this could very easily be a 1-shoe rotation. You do absolutely everything in it. The hybrid nature of it is really, really good for that. If you want 2 shoes, I would say this would be your daily. You get something that can go faster because I think it feels really good at your easy paces as well. And then for a 3-shoe rotation, I think you would just add a racer. And so like this is your daily cruiser. You have something fast like the Evo SL for workouts, and then you can do a racer. I think you could even just do workouts in this and have this and a racer if you wanted to race, but if you don't, then just a faster up-tempo shoe would work well to pair with this. Stability felt good. You get a relatively wide base here. Really nice on that. When I was really leaning into some of those hard curves turning around out here, it wasn't perfect, but soft and 42 or 43 millimeters of stack height is going to feel that way. But overall, really high regard for this shoe. I just wish they made some different decisions on the upper, but absolutely take a look at it. As always, if you find these reviews helpful, take a look at the Ontos brand. It does help me a ton. Like, the videos only do so much to help, but the apparel, the soon-to-be hats are going to be really how I can continue to do stuff like this. Also important for me to mention this in here. This was given to me by Salomon. Pretty tight with the Salomon rep that is for the mountain running company location that I'm at. And she did hook me up with this. So as always, I do want to put that in here. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of ripping apart the upper. So very genuine advice here. I really like the shoe, but not the upper. With all that said and done, I hope you guys all have a great day. Do something good for your body. Happy miles. We'll see you in the next one.